you're aware of the confidence gremlin. Like when you think you don't know enough, or you think you're going to get found out, or you're too young to apply for that job, you know it's there. It feels really uncomfortable. But the thing that gave me the motivation to do something about it was actually when I realized that it wasn't just holding me back, it was holding other people back. So when I realized that because of that confidence gremlin, I wasn't standing up for people in my team, or I wasn't championing things that might not have been comfortable to champion. That's when I really thought, I really want to cage this gremlin. We talk about moving from like a really limiting belief. So if I ask a difficult question, people will think I'm a difficult person, for example, to a limitless belief, something that's more empowering, which would sound for me more like, if I ask a difficult question, I'll create different opportunities. Like that is a much more helpful thing for me to tell myself when I'm in those moments where I'm uncomfortable. If I say, oh no, it's a difficult question, they're going to think I'm difficult, I won't take action. But if I say, it's a difficult question, but I know this creates different opportunities, and just starting to believe and create a different narrative for yourself opens up so many more things that you can do. And you could always do those things. It's just your own thinking got in the way of you being able to take that action.
Is there a process? Like, do you list them down? Do you address them in a specific way? Is there like sort of a gremlin meditation kind of thing?
Yes, there is actually a process. So the first thing we get people to do, might sound strange, but is to draw their gremlin. So like get a bit of a paper, and if you were going to take like what this beast in your brain feels like draw it. So some people, when they've got I'm too young, they draw a dummy. Some people will draw all kinds of funny pictures. We sometimes have confidence gremlin galleries where people, either virtually or when we used to be in a room, would put these pictures up on the wall. And the point of doing that is it takes something that actually feels really uncomfortable. Like this is a psychological,
and makes fun of it.
Well, it sort of makes it a bit real, and it means that Mo can go, oh Helen, what is that? And I say, oh well, this is this, and this is when it shows up. And it becomes something that I've kept inside myself for quite a long time, and it's probably been quite a bit of a weight for me, a source of concern, and something that I can suddenly talk about, and someone else can go, oh my gosh, me too. That's exactly how I feel when that happens. And you start to realize, oh gosh, this isn't just me who finds it hard to challenge people, or is a bit scared of presenting, or worries that I don't know enough, and if I ask a question, people are going to think that I'm not very clever. Actually, there's lots of other people who have that confidence gremlin too. So the first thing we do is we get people to get it out of their head and onto a bit of paper. It just makes it a tangible thing we could do something with. And then we move to caging. And there are 3 steps to caging. The first one is you've got to put your gremlin under the microscope a little bit, and get more objective about it than emotional. So when it's in our head and it's sort of driving us, we're quite emotional. But when we get objective and we start to observe and we think, well, when is this triggered? Is it certain people? Is it certain places? Like, what are the situations when my gremlin really pops up? And also, if I look around me at other people that I work with, and I see them doing this thing that I'm scared of, do I critique them in the same way that I critique myself? Because, for example, Mo, if you asked a difficult question, I think, wow, Mo's asked an amazing question. Smart guy, amazing. It's just I do it and I think, you're horrendous. What are you doing? Disrupting the status quo.
That is so true. Yeah,
exactly.
We always reflect differently. The way we treat ourselves is just very different. We could even be proud of someone else when they do it.
100%. And when you start to observe it, you start to go, hang on, there's something slightly odd going on in my mind, because I'm judging myself in a very different way than I am other people. So the first step one, observe it so that we can take away some of the emotion and start to almost challenge some of the assumptions we've been making about this gremlin. The second thing is moving from the limiting to the limitless belief. So you've got to get down the statement that you say to yourself, that negative narrative that's holding you back. You've got to write it down, and then you've got to reframe it into something that's more positive.